Hi everybody, it's Ariel here. It's good to see you. Hope everybody is having a good day. It's Monday, so good start to the week. I know that personally today was like just a really tired day, so I'm kind of nervous for the rest of the week, but tomorrow's a new day. Sometimes it's hard to remember that. But today I just have a couple of fun roomy stuff that I wanted to show you because I've been home from college for over a month, about 2 months, but I kind of only recently like fully moved back into my room at home. This is a cat, because everything was scattered all over the place and in a lot of different places, and I'm so lucky to have so many items. But yeah, I just put it off. I'm actually organizing all of it until now, so just have a couple of fun things that I wanted to show you that I think would be fun to tap on. So we're going to start off with some candles. So this one is from Shy Wolf and it's called Take It Easy, and the scents are lilac, cucumber, and green tea. Lilac, cucumber, green tea. It smells really good. I've been using it a lot, trying to get my room to smell kind of nice, because you know, even before I came back for summer, the room was just sort of like a storage area, just like dark and I don't know, dank might not be the right word. I usually see that in books, like referring to like a dark dank dungeon or something, so that's not right, but it just didn't smell the best. But now it smells pretty good. I've been burning the candles a lot, but I always get pretty anxious when it comes to candles because I'm nervous that I'm gonna like leave them be for too long and they're gonna like light something on fire. So I have to like double check, triple check, quadruple check to make sure that there's nothing like flammable within reach of the flame. But even then I'm like, a small gust of wind or a cat like batting something could lead to disaster. But so far nothing disastrous has happened. I'm usually like in the room while the candles are burning. Sometimes not though. Sometimes I just let them go in my room while I'm downstairs or something. Okay, this next one looks really similar. This is a Hearth and Hand candle, and the scent is White Magnolia. Oh, with Magnolia. So the actual scent is cardamom and vetiver. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, let me know. Cardamom and vetiver. Cardamom. This is a soy candle. 6.5 ounces. 185 grams. And it sounds so good. There's the wick. It's been used a lot. Oh, wait, let me see. Oh, I definitely prefer this one. This one, the one we looked at before, has like a spice to it, which is like really nice, but it's almost like this one is just like more gentle on my nose, I think. You know, I've been wondering if I'm not waking up at the right time for my body in general, because I am so tired right now, and I tend to run a little tired because I'm a worrier, so I'm always thinking about something, but and it just like feels exhausting, which I'm sure like so many people can identify with. But sometimes, like last semester, I kind of got in the habit of like, if I knew something was due or I had a test or something, instead of like staying up late to do it, I would go to sleep and then set my alarm for very early, at least very early for me. So like 5 or 6 a.m. And I felt energetic when I woke up, which shocked me because I've always been like such a night owl, late sleeper. But I actually wonder if like that's what's right for me. So like all through my life, whenever I've heard of people like waking up really early, I always thought that was like almost a myth, which I know is ridiculous, but like it just seemed so like wild to me because nobody in my family does that. My mom wakes up kind of early compared to the rest of us, but this one's much smaller. It's a little pink candle. I really like this color. This one is from Slatkin and Company, and it's called Caribbean Escape. Caribbean Escape. Caribbean Escape. Caribbean Escape. And on the bottom it says scented candle, scented candle, scented candle, scented candle. And there's a little image of a beautiful pink flower and a slice of pineapple. And I think it's in a coconut. That's what I think is going on. This one smells very similar to this one. I kind of feel like a lot of candles, like you can't really pick out too many differences in them. It's like a same like basic scent and then just like a couple of notes of something else. But I'm not an expert in candle smelling, nor do I have many, so. It almost, you know what it smells like? It smells pink. I wonder what could possibly make me think that it smells pink. But even though I've been tired today, I've kind of found a little bit of sanity in some of my favorite YouTubers. I figure why not say them now because I need to grow their legions even though they have wonderful legions already. But I've been getting more into Hey It's Talia, and I'll link these guys down below actually. So Hey It's Talia, she does just like commentaries on weird internet trends and just like different things, and she's just really funny. She kind of just points out like the absurdism of social media, which I really appreciate because we're all just crazy. We're all just trying to live and survive, and people can be mean. And she's just like, what? That's crazy. So I like her. And then Film Cooper. Phil Cooper's great. He's just really funny. Always makes me laugh. And my all-time favorite YouTuber ever, Dylan Is in Trouble. My favorite YouTuber ever. Please watch his content. He is hilarious. He does movie commentaries. That's like the bulk of his channel, which I love because I'm such a like fan of movies. My favorite movie commentaries that he does is for the bad movies. It's so funny to watch him roast them. And then sometimes he does like gameplay stuff. So he did like Love Island the game and Until Dawn and stuff like that. And sometimes he just like commentates on random things that he wants to commentate on. Highly recommend him. But yeah, it's just nice to like while I'm at work, like I'm just like sitting at a desk, so like I'm like lucky that I get to kind of like put in my headphones and just kind of like listen maybe to a video that I've seen a bunch of times before, so I can kind of tune it out and then focus. I don't know why that helps me focus. I have no idea. But that's sort of like a strategy I employed today. And I did it a couple times last week too. Okay, so those are all the candles I have in my room. Well, actually there's one more. and it's really cute. It's like a flattish candle. It's like a little bit bigger around than the others, but it has so much wax on the bottom. So like I put it right on its little like spot on my desk in the middle of the desk, and I lit it. And then when I came back an hour later or something, like the wax was like pooling around it, so it had gone up over the brim and like overflowed. I was like, oh, I don't want to deal with this right now. So then by the time it had dried, the candle was like cemented to the desk. I mean, it all smells great, so I'm not complaining, but like I can't really, well, I could take it off, but it's gonna be like wax and stuff on my hands, so I'm just like, whatever. Okay, so next, because it's like a random assortment, we have some magnets. My room has like the like metal beam on the corners where you can stick a magnet to it, which is really cool. So the first one says "Yay tacos." I love tacos, and my parents are really good at making them. So one of them will like cut up all the veggies, another one will like start like sauteing the meat in the pan and everything. But it just smells so good. It smells so good. It smells so good. Like, you know those dishes where you're just like, the second you smell them, it's just game over for you. Like, you're salivating, like you're running down the stairs. I just appreciate that. For me, tacos do that, but there are other dishes like pesto. Like, I can smell pesto, or like brownies in the oven. Always a really good smell. And then I might have talked about this in a previous video because I talk about it a lot, but my dad makes homemade popcorn, and the second I smell that stuff, like, it's over. Like, I will not be doing anything except for eating that popcorn the rest of the night. He makes like such a big batches of it at a time that like there's always some left over the next day, so it's like second treat. Okay, the next one is really cute. Oh wait, I got this from my cousin, twin sister, best friend, forever, of course, always and forever, for a birthday some years back. Okay, so this is a magnet that says, "Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the number of moments that take our breath away." Number of moments that take our breath away. I love this sentiment, and I think that it really does hold true. Like, sometimes I try to think in the way of like, if something happened and like I was like no longer like living like soon, like tomorrow or something, like would I feel like I've like done things that I'm proud of, or that amazed me, and that made it so my life is richer and more full of appreciation of beauty or appreciation of others. So that's exactly that, moments that take your breath away. And like whenever I think like that, it's just like, I don't know, I feel more mindful. And it's not always like, it's a luxury to like think like that, of course, and it is not like anybody's like first priority, but it's like, it always helps me when I do. And I think that my parents really live this to its fullest. Like, this quote is probably like their like, these are the words that they live their life by. Another quote that my dad loves is, how we spend our days is how we spend our lives. And he really embodies that. Another one that he likes is, a yes means nothing if you can't say no. And he always says that in the context of friends, romantic relationships, because it's like, for example, if you're like waking up like every day and like choosing your partner, but that becomes a thing where you're like, oh well, I don't feel like I can't choose them, like I can't break up with them, or I can't or like you feel trapped, like then your yes means nothing, because like there's no way to say no. So it's not like you're actually choosing it. You're not actually choosing to be with them. Like something like that is always like important to be mindful of. It's just like, is this actually like my choice, or do I feel like this isn't right, or just anything like that. With friends, it's like with friends you want to choose to spend time with them. You want them to be like your chosen family rather than your forced family. But sometimes like that's just not the case. Like they are forced family, and your yes means nothing. It's not your choice. And I think that can happen to varying degrees. It can happen with like very low levels of seriousness, where you're just like recognizing like, oh, like that really wasn't me, and then you kind of like reevaluate like do I actually feel like myself when I'm with these people? And then sometimes it's like a bigger deal that kind of like runs its course like throughout your life. But regardless, I just think it's really important, and I like that my dad has told me those things. I appreciate it. This is a little cool Saturn magnet that has that texture where it kind of like warps in the light. You can hear that. I don't know if that's pleasant, so I'll stop, but different sound on the back than on the front, sort of. That's a bit different than doing it with my nails. It's just with like the bat of my finger. So this, I believe, is my brother's magnet, and it just recently appeared on my corner because he was cleaning his room and getting everything organized for him recently. So we kind of been doing that at the same time. But like some of the things he didn't want, he just kind of like put in my room and just let me decide if I wanted them. So, but I like this one. I really like space. I'm just endlessly fascinated by it. I love Star Trek because, well, for so many reasons, but like one of the cool things is that the intro, like you're seeing a lot of space, and then like the words just like they're all about exploration. Like boldly go where no one has gone before is just like so, it hits hard for me. So like as humans, like we, like space is like the universal human like frontier, as in like it's the place where that's unexplored, you know, unless past civilizations that we don't know about like got really technologically advanced and went to the stars and stuff, which there are books about that are cool. But I do not agree with space tourism. Ridiculous in my opinion, and very, it's like a perversion of space exploration to me. But that's kind of another topic. But the point is that space exploration. Like, whenever I think about it, just gives me a thrill whenever I read about it, watch something about it. I've watched more of Star Trek The Next Generation than any other Star Trek show. I haven't even watched all of Star Trek The Next Generation. We watched almost every season over COVID, and that's where my love for it really like blossomed. But there was one season that I think it was actually the Borg season. So it's kind of nice for me to know that I have that to like look forward to, something new that I haven't experienced before within a story that I love and characters that I love. Another thing is that I have voluntarily chosen not to watch every season of Dexter, which is one of my favorite shows, because I want to save some seasons. I first started watching Dexter with my dad the fall of my senior year of high school. So that was like coming up on 3 years ago now. And absolutely just fell completely in love with the show. But we watched it slowly, and that just made it so much better. Like, I only want, well, we finished most of the seasons that year, like slowly, but like throughout the year. And then, oh my god, I think we watched New Blood last summer, which is like a big break. And then last summer was also when I watched season 3 of Dexter. So now I only have seasons 5 and 8 left. And I know I jump around between seasons, but it's just because they kind of are standalone. Like, sometimes that doesn't work. But for Dexter, for Star Trek, for like even for shows where like each episode is like its own thing, like The Office, like you can definitely do that. At least in my opinion. Like, Dad started me off on season 4 of Dexter, so I didn't even start with season 1. He was just like, season 4 is like the best, it's critically acclaimed the most, so that's the one I'm going to start you off with, because I think you're going to fall in love with it. And he was totally right. Like, I agree, it's the best season too. Okay, so this has a much different sound. I don't know if you can kind of tell, it's hard to tell, but it says Ariel on it. And this was from a while ago when my cousin twin sister and I were at like a pottery making place like when we were kids, and we each made something for each other, I think. So I think she made this for me. It's just my memory's a bit blurry whether or not we made it for ourselves or for each other, but I think it was her that made this for me. It's got the little magnet, some glue for the magnet. This is like always a very therapeutic, fun thing to do. Like, I did it with one of my good friends this past year, and I hadn't done it in so long. It was very nice. Okay, those are all the magnets that I have. So next up, I decided to show you guys some scarves, because I figured the sounds might be really nice. Very flowy noises, fabricy noises. This is a beautiful, like, forest green scarf. Pretty long. I like how the ends hang. This is pretty. I feel like it goes with blue-green things, or blue things, or green things, or black. So, I mean, it kind of, I would say, goes with this shirt. So it's very pretty. Most of these scarves, I can't remember how I got them, where they came from. They're either hand-me-downs or from a thrift store, or like gifts. I think this was handed down to me from my mom. But I mentioned the thrift store because they just have like really good scarves and really good belts. I'm talking about Savers. Literally amazing. It's kind of like the poster child for thrift stores in my mind, just because like we have gone there a lot and it just delivers every time. It really does. I love it. I love it. Okay, we'll set this one aside and move on to this one. This one, I think, was a gift. This is so pretty. Like, I can't believe how beautiful this is. It has these gold streaks in it that just shine with the silver. I think what it reminds me of is like a flowing river, where the sun is like dancing off of the ripples in the river. You can sort of see like some pebbles and river stones down under the water. That's like what these gray things are. The gray and the light blue. And just like, it's so pretty. Oh, it really goes well with this shirt, doesn't it? It's really beautiful with it. Yeah, it's like the exact color scheme. Since we're on the topic of shows, sort of, I'm going to say we're on the topic of shows, I'd highly recommend Firefly to anybody watching. It's not as well known as some other more popular shows. This one's silver, and it kind of has that light effect like the other one. Specifically because when it was released, it was aired out of order, and that is one of the shows where you do need the order. to kind of understand what's happening. So they canceled it after one season. It's either a curse, which it seemed like it is on the surface, or a blessing in disguise, because Firefly didn't get a chance to fall off. It didn't get a chance to get bad like so many shows do. Oh, at the end of this scarf. I've had this one for so long, so it's like fully mangled at the end. It's actually pretty. It's like tinsel. So it's 12 episodes of premium storytelling, acting, character development, the setting. Oh my god, it's everything good in the world is like baked into Firefly. Dialogue, it's the dialogue for me. It just inspires me to write better dialogue and to create more well-developed characters that have a rich array of emotions that they would feel at any given time and actions that they would take. And each character is so different. Like, it's not like they'd all have the same ones, which can be hard to do, at least for me. So yeah, let me know if you've seen Firefly, because it is sort of like less well known, but my favorite movie of all time, like number one, and I always change favorite movies, but like number one stays the same, is the movie companion to that show. It's called Serenity. Basically, when Fox canceled the show, fans were a little outraged and wanted a movie. So the director got funds for a movie and made one. The best movie ever created. I don't think it's critically the best movie ever. Like, I'd have to go with like Parasite or Avatar or Titanic, naming some good James Cameron beauties. I loved Parasite. Please watch it. Or like I don't know, a movie like Adaptation is so not really well known, but like just critically incredible, and like Nicolas Cage either won or was nominated for Best Actor. It's like those sorts of movies are like critically like the best movies ever. But Serenity is my favorite movie. I would consider it the best movie ever made, like just for me. And it just ties up the storylines so effortlessly. Like, you might think like, oh, they were planning on having like who knows how many seasons to develop this story and to tie it up, and they got an hour 45 minutes. So you might think it would feel rushed or like it would feel messy, but I couldn't possibly think of a better way to do it. Oh, Alien. Alien is basically a perfect movie in my opinion. One of my favorites, but not like the favorite. What do you think? So this is pretty classy with this top, actually. I do like the color combination personally. I think it works. It's like the silver gray is like, it doesn't have a pattern, so it like works really well with something that kind of has like a grid plaid mesh pattern. Whereas the next one I don't think would look good with this shirt because it kind of does have its own pattern. But I love the colors on this. This is also like very river-like, but in a much different way. Oh, if you're curious about my bracelet, it says, Pedro Pascal, USA President. I don't hold with election denial, but I guess it's like, if I could choose a president, Pedro. Even though that's not technically true, I have a lot of people who would choose to be president that are like, in the political scene, not like politicians, but like, you know what I mean. Like, I would choose Michelle Obama, but she doesn't want to, and I would hate to have her do something she doesn't want to do. Anyways, that is not the point of anything right now. The point is relaxation. Just talking about things, and everything is in this moment. Maybe you're feeling sleepy. Maybe you're feeling a little bit melancholy. Maybe you're feeling content. But all of those feelings are okay. And in this moment, I just want to talk to you about all sorts of things. You guys know how I ramble. I think my cat likes the ASMR because she's falling right asleep over there in the middle of the room. I do have another cat. My family does have another cat. He just does not make himself known in these videos like she does. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Yeah, so like, you know, it works and everything. But I would probably prefer like one of the other ones that I have here for this specific top. You know, it's still like the correct colors. Okay, I have one more scarf to show everybody. I feel like I have like a lot of scarves. It's kind of a lot compared to like the candles and the magnets. It's like it just keeps going and going. This one is just pure black, and I think this is another hand-me-down. It also feels very shawl-like it's extremely like wide. So like, I don't know, just like it can go like around my shoulders and stuff like that. But I distinctly remember it was one of our very close family friends' wedding, and both of them were our family friends actually, so the bride and the groom. And I think I was 7, and they asked me if I would be the flower girl. I was so excited, very ecstatic. So very excited for my flower girl duties to be an important part of the wedding. And all of the bridesmaids, which my mom was a bridesmaid, they wore like deep purple dresses, and then they have these to go essentially like around like that. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if I'm making it very clear, but it feels nice to have this on my kind of didn't like have one, but all the bridesmaids did. So I was like, Mom, do you think I could like use yours for like part of the wedding? And she was like, yeah, of course. So she handed this to me, and I guess I've just had it ever since. But that was like such a fun wedding, just like dancing, and it just felt very magical as a kid to witness an event where there's like all this sparkly warm lighting and like so many happy faces, and like everybody's very like dressed up, and like the bride looks like an angel in her like white dress, and everybody's looking at the bride, so like it just ups that effect. And there's flowers everywhere, and like everything smells good, and it just feels very festive is the word I would look for. And so like I've always just loved attending weddings. I just love it. And you know, I've always like thought about what my own wedding might look like. Not in like a stressed way, but just like a let's pretend like fantasy sort of way. But at one of our family friends' weddings, a wedding of some of our family friends there. I was much younger. I was like 3 or 4. And I was so thirsty. And the couple that were getting married, they had like a beach wedding. So they were on like the stony beach. It wasn't like a sandy beach. It was beautiful getting married, like right there with the ocean behind them. And I was like so thirsty. Like I just remember feeling like, oh my god, if I don't take a drink right this second, I'm like going to like die. It's like that's like, I just like felt like it was like the most important thing in the world. Like if I was feeling like panicked or whatever. And so I like asked my mom, I was like, do you have water? And she was like, no, I don't, like just watch the ceremony, honey, like don't like, you know, because it was like kind of starting to make a bit of a scene. Anyway, so then I kind of like, I'm like, okay, so I stop like fussing, and then everybody realizes that there's a little 3-year-old drinking seawater behind like the altar and the like flower arch, just like kneeling there, just in the pebbles, just like drinking seawater. And I was like, this water doesn't taste good. Like as a 3-year-old, I'm like, I want water. Oh, look, there's so much water right there for me to drink. Anyways, it was funny. I got snatched right up, of course, but so it's a funny like family story. But yeah, like I always love to like entertain like ideas about like weddings just because they're like fun to think about. And my maternal grandmother sewed her own wedding dress like with her mother, and then my mom wore that dress. So it's like in our home, and I've always wanted to have like a cost-effective wedding, and I think that would be great to like use that dress, but you know, make like some alterations to kind of like make it your own. I mean, like my mom did that too. But I just think that would be cool. It's kind of like something borrowed, You know, like something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Anyways, sorry for all the rambling. I appreciate you all tuning in to a video. If you haven't subscribed yet, it would really help me out if you did, or if you liked the video. So I just really appreciate that, so thank you. And I hope that whenever you head to sleep tonight, that it's very restful, and I hope that tomorrow's a good day. It's a new day tomorrow, so I really hope that it's a good one. And love you all so much.